Welcome, everybody. How you guys doing out there?
Mighty fine, sir. Mighty fine.
Doing well.
I feel like that was new music for the countdown.
It's new to me.
Yeah.
All right. See, that's what we're paying that $800 for. That new music.
Right. That's why I'm not paying $800.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, then you won't hear that on my channel.
All right. Well, we're going to talk some Oscars tonight, how this is going to work, everybody. We're going to first kind of go around, talk about what we thought of the overall production. And then we'll probably spend most of the time talking about all the winners. Yay. And we did some predictions before, so we can let you guys know our scores. Mine was not so good. We'll talk about the Oscar snubs, of course. And then we'll talk about favorite speeches, moments, and then just overall how we enjoyed the Oscars. So if you love the Oscars, in remembrance here, just slap that like and subscribe, award the panel with those super chats, and then check out some memberships for exclusive content. And before we get into this, I did already see the comments, and we got some amazing comments here. We got Collector Movie Man in the house that just became a member of the channel as a Mega Movie Master. So now Collector Movie Man gets to tell me once a month a video topic that he wants made especially for him. Well, and you all get to enjoy it too, whatever the topic is. And then, of course, a ton of exclusive video content, shout outs, all those other great perks as well. So because Collector Movie Man is just so amazing, we gotta say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all so very much. Thank you to the Academy. Thank you to all of you in this room.
Thank you so much. Wow.
You are original. You are one of a kind.
Actually, having your love is the greatest award in the world every day.
And thank you again, Collector Movie Man, for becoming a member. Collector Movie Man says, I'm in a very good mood today because tomorrow's my friend's 4K is coming. Oh, nice. You finally got that one. Nice. I'm still waiting on that one to get to like $50. So we'll see.
Right.
Oh, wow. Hang in there then.
Give it 10 years, you'll be good.
Collector Movie Man saying, I'm very upset that Ralph Fiennes did not win for Best Actor. He deserved it for Conclave. I thought Adrian Brody was boring in The Brutalist. And I thought the movie was absolutely terrible. Well, we'll talk about the winners here in a second. Yeah, Ralph Fiennes has been nominated 5 times and has never won an Oscar. Wow.
Yep. People think he has won.
Yeah.
The problem.
Had Conclave won, he would have been nominated for 3 Best Picture winners and never won. So,
wow.
And then Huck, are you doing a live stream in the morning?
Yeah, got a live stream tomorrow morning, not tomorrow night. So we're good. Thanks, man.
Tatiana Loves Movies, another member of the channel. Yeah. Of course, we got Magic Hands Up. Yes, we gotta have that magic on the channel. Right? Movie Hunter out there. Adrian James, Johnny. Oh, wow. This is an amazing audience. So let's get into this, of course. Let's talk about the overall production. I'll start it on this one. I love the production this year. To me, best production I've ever seen at any of the Oscars. It was very clean. That's what I loved about it. I thought Conan O'Brien did a great hosting job. To me, he had a funny monologue. I loved his little bits, but it wasn't overwhelming. He opened up the show. We saw him once or twice for a couple more jokes, but he didn't overtake the show. So to me, he's one of my favorite hosts now. So hopefully they bring him back again, but I thought he did a really solid job. I thought how they organized the awards were really cool too. They had some of the more popular type of awards at the beginning, and then they sprinkled kind of, the less popular ones in the middle, but it kind of kept you on your toes because you're like, oh, I gotta listen to this. They're already doing supporting actor right off the bat, and then okay, now we have some of the other ones. So I really like the setup there. It was chunked very nicely. The flow was really good too. They kept it moving along at a good pace. So overall, I really liked it, and I like the musical numbers in there. I'm sure you guys will talk about that. But just overall, I just thought it was really, really clean. What'd you guys think of that one out there? Whoever wants to start. I know Derek looks like he's ready.
Yeah, I'm scratching, but I'll talk. Yeah, Conan is amazing. They needed to use him more for his bits, I think.
I think so too.
you need to do more things, it's Conan, because he is actually funny when he does stuff. But yeah, his monologue was great. His little Dune worm joke that kept playing throughout the night.
Yeah.
That was so good.
He needed to do a couple more pre-taped bits, I think. But yeah, it'll be perfect any other year. My biggest gripes with it, I'll say, because overall it was good, like you said, is they didn't show clips for the supporting actor nominees,
Right.
which probably pisses me off.
Mhm.
And they did it for the leads, though. It's like one or the other, kids.
The leads. Yeah.
I like how they had the actors come out and explain the technical awards for each movie. That was really good. And I don't mind that they didn't play the nominated songs because they were all terrible. But then they still wasted like 20 minutes with an unnecessary James Bond tribute that they did like 3 years ago.
Oh, but it was so cool.
They already had
Love
that,
it, Joe.
like, a couple of years ago. I was like, why are you doing this again?
And they didn't do it for the 50th, or did they?
I think that's when they did it.
Yeah.
And
they
it
did
wasn't
for
that long ago. And I'm like, here's James Bond again. I'm like,
Right.
oh,
I
know
remember
about it already.
it like happened, and all the Bonds were alive, but they didn't bring them out.
Right.
Yeah, Margaret Qualley was in there too.
I'm like, you could have cut that out and no one would have cared, and that would have saved 10 minutes. But it was fine. Like, as a thing, it was fine on its own. But it just seemed like an unnecessary waste of 10 minutes when you're not using clips from the movies that are nominated. Like, that's the whole point of the show, is to like show people these movies they may not have heard of yet.
What was the point of it? Is it an anniversary?
No, it's just.
Well, I think it's just because they sold it to Amazon. and I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's part of it. I'm
Amazon
sure.
flipped them
It was
some
like
They
money.
did the Governor's Awards with the broccoli, whatever his name is, who like owned it or whatever.
Right.
So it
What-
was a send off. It was a send off to be like,
Yeah,
okay, that was the
there was a
great
reason. It was just
Bond
really
ever.
weird.
Okay, so they won Governor Awards. I
Yeah.
missed- Okay, so that, and then that's why with Quincy Jones as well. I mean, he passed, but also he won. Okay, I didn't even pick up on that.
Yeah, it's like there's a reason, but it's also like, okay.
How about
I
you,
love seeing-
Hangman?
I love seeing Margaret Qualley though. But the other people that were singing in that the James Bond tribute, I didn't know who they were. I wrote their names down, but like
I don't think I knew any of them
Doja
either.
Cat,
I never
yeah.
heard of one of them.
Doja Cat, yeah.
They were
Yeah.
musical people, right? They weren't movie people. Yeah, so it didn't
Yeah, they're just
compute for me either. I'm like, I
See that-
don't know who you are.
You get Adele back to sing her own song.
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's like Adele. She's still out there, and yeah, that'd be great if she would have been out there.
They should have had Guns N' Roses come out for Live and Let Die. That's how I was
Right.
introduced to that
Yeah.
song.
Oh, there you go.
If Bernie does want to do it, yeah, do that.
How about you, Huck? What were you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, I loved everything what everybody said. It's like there's some. I love Conan's bits. The sandworm was probably one of my favorite. And we actually had like some people over, and we did a Oscar bingo. I found this Oscar bingo online to kind of share with somebody, and it's funny because like it would be like somebody flubs their comedy bit when they're introducing something, or somebody trips on a dress. So it's kind of fun to watch it with those eyes as well. It just added a little something else to kind of a mundane show usually, but I thought it had nice pace, and everybody came out fairly much landed their jokes. I love, probably my favorite thing is when Scarlett Johansson and June
June Squibb, yeah, that was great.
Yeah.
she goes, I'm actually Skarsgård right now, and I'm like, oh my god, that's hilarious.
That was the best.
Yeah, so that was pretty
Yeah,
good.
Squib. Yeah, Squib.
That was probably my favorite like intro of the night. Was
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, she's like 95 now. Like, unbelievable. She doesn't look her age.
She was super funny. Like she was very sharp with her delivery.
She is, yeah. And, if I can go, I really liked. Derek, Victor Cinephile showed earlier the John Lithgow reactions that he had.
Yeah.
Were really
Just-
good.
Oh, that was so good. Yeah,
And I love I love seeing Conan O'Brien do the Substance parody thing.
That was great.
Where's my shoe? They had to go back and get his shoe out of there. Oh my god. Yes. And there was another one too. Harrison Ford was supposed to be there, and Mark Hamill took over for him because I guess he has shingles.
Yeah, I wondered if Mark Hamill replaced him or not.
Yeah. So they still have the Star Wars music and all that stuff.
Well, see, I was wondering about that because the thing that Mark was doing isn't something Harrison usually does. Harrison is usually brought in for the big guns, either Best Picture or best director, something like that.
Yeah,
He never does something that Mark Hamill did. So I was wondering if it was Cillian Murphy that was brought in to replace him, because Cillian delivered a top award.
Yeah. Well, he's the best actor
last year, though.
Yeah. Harrison usually, he's done best director and best picture a few times, so that would make sense to me.
Yeah, the only drag of the night was watching Adrian Brody rattle on.
That's when they should have done the Lithgow. That's where they should have gone to John Lithgow right there.
Yes. Oh my God.
Legend has it he's still doing his acceptance.
Turn music off. It's on my first rodeo.
What'd you all think of the Wicked number at the beginning? I thought that I liked that. I thought that was nice.
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz Wicked compilation. That was fun.
That was great.
Yeah, get more of the casual viewers out there to watch it. It's like you need something for Wicked. So
I was glad that happened early on, because my kids watched the very first portion of it, and they love Wicked. They fell in love with it, and we just showed them Wizard of Oz over the weekend, and so they fell in love with that. That was so good. I was so happy to watch them watch that.
Nice.
But there was a big disappointment. Where was Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds to announce something? They had a little Deadpool costume character.
Yeah,
I wanted Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds to give some kind of award out. What the heck happened with that?
Yeah, they should have done visual effects because they weren't nominated. That would have been fun.
I know, right?
Yeah, especially with ABC,
Right.
Yeah.
Right. They own them now.
All right, so let's talk some winners here. And once again, you guys are going to have to remind me of the order. Was it Best Supporting Actor, the first one announced?
Yeah, supporting actor. They always do.
Usually first, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that was no surprise, right? Everybody thought
that was Kieran
was going to win.
Literally everything for the entire year, including like critics awards and stuff.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Which I like. I mean, he's great. I love Kieran Culkin.
Right. But I would love to see Edward Norton win an Oscars.
Oh,
someday.
that's who I wanted to win. That was on my prediction list. I know he's not going to win.
But I didn't love him in Complete Unknown. He's good. But he didn't do.
Yeah, he was really good as Pete Seeger.
I thought he was so good in that movie. Oh man.
Yeah. This giant.
I love Guy Pearce in The Brutalist. When I was watching him in that, he was absolutely phenomenal, and no one really talks about him. I'm like, well, since there's no buzz around him, I'm very confident Kieran's gonna retain his Ki Kwan run.
Yeah, had Guy Pearce won it like BAFTA or something, I would have been like, "Ooh, there's a chance," but like, nah.
Right.
He was my favorite too, though. That's who I would have picked because he's an actual supporting actor. I'll just get that out of the way.
Yeah.
I wanted to go there.
Not that I'm just used to category fraud at this point. That's why I always say jokingly that it's best lead actor in a supporting category.
Yeah, I'm usually very, very against category fraud unless I really like the actor. So that's that's kind of how I handle that usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, he and Jesse Eisenberg were sort of co-leads in the movie, even though Jesse Eisenberg was a director, writer, and star of his own movie. Which I was happy to see him there, but he won like the Screen Actors Guild Award, I think. Jesse Eisenberg did, but didn't win then.
Yeah, he won the BAFTA for screenplay. Yeah,
BAFTA,
which was kind of surprising. Yeah. Glad
so did everybody get that prediction right besides me then?
What, you got it wrong? Okay. Oh yeah, you said
I wanted Ed Norton. I went with my heart on that one. So.
You went with want, not will.
Yes, exactly. Which actually served me well in some other categories.
That's good.
So I'll take.
I often vote for things I don't want to win. That way, I'm happy either way.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. All right. What was our next category?
If you want to just do from the app, you can go.
There you go. Derek's in charge of it. What do we got? What's up next?
Like I could just roll down. We could just knock the shorts out of the way and say how bad.
Yeah, we're not gonna do all 23, are we?
Yes.
No. How many shorts did you get right? We'll just say that. I got one.
Big ones.
I got one.
Did anyone get more than one short?
I got live action correct, and that was it.
I think that's the one everyone got right.
Did anybody actually see any of the shorts?
No,
they're pretty available too. I can't even get around to watching the best picture nominees, let alone the shorts.
Yeah, I saw none of the shorts. I did not even make a prediction. I'm like, I can't. Like, if there was one of them I saw, I would have just chose that. I'm like, I haven't even heard of these movies before tonight. I'm not even.
Live action short, I picked Alien. The
That's
A
what I
and
picked too. Yeah.
Leon at the
Oh,
yeah.
Theaters.
You're like, is this a prequel to Alien?
Yeah.
They still
Art
do.
house alien movie.
It's confusing. That's why I lost. But
And then what else was there? There was so all the shorts, yeah, nobody heard of those. What was up next? Like documentary and stuff, right?
Well, on the app, it's original song. It's just an alphabetical order. Or whatever.
I got that one right. I actually
that
thought
one
that
right.
was a good song and nobody else did, but I'm like, I'm voting for you because I'm the only one on the planet that actually liked the movie.
What?
I like the movie. So
actually, yeah, I went against my gut on that one. No, I don't know. I started to read into the controversy a little bit too much and was like, maybe certain things will get picked off. And I thought maybe that one would, but I shouldn't have thought that because Zoe Saldana is the one who's singing it. So and it's very cool. So I don't know. I made a mistake by not voting for that. I should have known better.
It's the best part of the movie, and she's the best part. She's the best part of the movie, and that's like the only good song in the movie.
Exactly.
I don't know. It makes sense, and it's her song, so it's kind of like a pair thing.
Yeah, I did what you did, though, Derek. As I thought, man, is it going to be other than Zoe, which we knew was not going to be a shutout?
Right.
Will it get shut out for everything else because of the controversy? And so I really thought, maybe this is how, Diane Warren finally wins. So I picked her. I picked her because I was like, come on, it's 16 Derek nominations for her, and no wins. It's just sad. So I was hoping she was going to win.
Well, next year, just to get you, if you're doing your predictions on awards up for next year, which I already did, I saw it on there. I was like, hell, I'll do it. There's a documentary about Diane Warren coming out with original songs
by her, I hope.
By someone else. Would be the magic year where she gets nominated more than once and finally wins.
Yeah. To nominate her for a song for her own documentary, that's a good opportunity.
Well, I liked Conan O'Brien's he made a joke about he was talking to Carla. It's like if you text about me, my name is Jimmy
Kimmel.
Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah, or did he say Fallon or Kimmel? I don't know, but he said.
I say Kimmel because Kimmel's done the Oscars.
He was the last few years or whatever.
Right.
I'm glad you made that joke despite her being there. That was great. He had a lot of good on the improv jokes about Timothy Chalamet's suit and stuff that were funny.
Yeah.
Oh, that brings up Adam Sandler too. Adam Sandler, he's wearing his street clothes.
Chalamet.
That was good.
Song was pretty. It's just a bad category this year.
I mean, Amelia Perez had 2 songs nominated, so I'm like, statistically, it has a better chance to at least get one of that.
Right.
I like it best when they are radio songs. That
real
the
songs
entire nation has fallen in love with. We don't get that anymore, and that was always a lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah, that's a very honestly until 15 years ago, that was the norm.
Yeah.
I think the only one that actually happened recently was the Star Was Born song. Shallow played.
Right.
That was actually a popular song.
Skyfall too. Skyfall.
Yeah, to an extent, yeah. But most of them are just you have to see the movie for it to make sense.
Right.
Those don't work. They have to be songs that are good outside of the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I like Billie Eilish though. Billie Eilish, the song she did for the James Bond film.
Her Barbie song was good too. They played that one.
Yeah.
I hear that a lot. She won for that one too. But
yeah, it was a terrible year for songs.
And then they did nominate the couple good ones, the ones from Challengers and stuff. What are you gonna do?
Poor Challengers.
And then the Kiss the Sky from Wild Robot was another one that was really good.
Right.
I actually listen to that song outside of the movie, and it's actually good. Okay, my kid just came in and grabbed the can out of my face.
Mirha says, A Real Pain was my favorite of the year, but it wasn't even nominated for Best Picture. I'm just realizing that right now. I thought it was nominated for Best Picture. I didn't know that. Wow.
It almost was, I'm sure.
It only had the 2 nominations, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was number 11.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree with you, Mary. Yeah, that was my favorite. Loved it.
I like that one a lot too, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
It was the I'm Still Here surprise that kicked it out.
All right, what was our next category?
It's score on here.
score. Nice.
Best
That was the
original.
Brutalist, right? Brutalist
Yes.
101. That's what I voted for. Yay! I got
The
another
Brutalist
one.
score is amazing. I'm so glad that one.
Mhm. That's the best part of the Brutalist. Like that just makes it more
wonderful.
entertaining.
That and Conclave, I think, were the best two. Had Challengers been nominated, that that would have been awesome. Like to have three really strong ones.
Please, I didn't get in. That's such a weird thing to like get snubbed from.
See, actually, I'll disagree and say that I think for me the strongest was the Wild Robot.
Wild
score.
Robots was
When I was watching it, of all these movies that were nominated for score, it's the only score I was noticing. And that's good. Like most scores just disappear in the background. You don't notice them. But I was so engaged with that score that I was frantically looking for the CD, which I learned they don't make it all streaming. But I wanted to own that soundtrack, and it's the only movie that made me want that. So I voted for that because I knew it wasn't going to win. I knew probably Brutalist, but I did a mic. I went with my heart on that one because it was just so good.
It's a great score. Yeah, it's a little more like I don't want to say generic because that makes it sound boring, but it's like it's more typical Oscar-y score. Just I don't know, but it's fantastic and it hits you in the feels like at the perfect time in the movie.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah,
it does a great job. The other two nominees.
I haven't seen it.
Those are the three good nominations.
Wait, you haven't seen which one?
Wild Robot. I haven't seen it yet. My kids are a little scared, and I want to watch it with them. But the trailer kind of freaked them out a little bit. It looked a little too emotionally intense for them. So I think,
and it had some intense action moments too. So
yeah, actually, I think that's what it was. Kind of freaked them out how fast everything was happening. Because I think we saw that trailer in the IMAX, and they were like,
Wow.
It does start out kind of like crazy, and then it like calms down for the most of the movie. They probably love it. My kid loved it. We saw it in theaters.
Yeah, I think they would love it.
Like 300 times in the theater watching it.
We just got to get them over, that little fear.
Yeah, if you're a parent, you'll probably cry at some point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Warning.
We all clapped at the end of it. It was so good.
Yeah.
The only score I liked last year was Dune Part 2 and Conclave. Was Dune Part 2 nominated for score?
No, it wasn't eligible for stupid reasons.
Oh.
It borrowed a lot of
Because
movies.
the first one won, and then this one was ineligible because it reused too many of the same themes.
Right.
Yes, which I don't know who's counting those things. But then I also find it stupid that Wicked is eligible, even though 90% of the music is the same from the songs in the Broadway show. So somehow it's not ineligible. But I mean, the music's great, but it's just like, what? Then Amelia Rose is there, and that just is bad in general.
All right, what's our next category?
Sound.
Sound.
Best sound.
I think we all knew Dune would take that.
Yeah, the musicals split that vote so much that I think it was clear that Dune.
Yeah.
I was wondering though with Wild Robot, again, I didn't see it, but I was like, the robot mechanical sounds, the nature sounds, existing together in a single film. I was like, maybe that's interesting.
Yeah. It's I love animated films being nominated for sound. It doesn't happen enough anymore. So that was a nice surprise. Yeah, because they have to create every sound in that movie.
That's what I was just gonna say, from scratch, everything.
Yeah, that's why I love like Incredibles one back in the day, So it's like that might have been the last one that won for best sound. Honestly, I can't even think of another one off the top of my head. But yeah, there's 3 musical movies in there that kind of are all like pulling for the same vote, essentially.
Right.
Then Dune 2 has the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I saw that on IMAX, and it literally felt like I was riding that sandworm.
Yeah,
It was just like the entire auditorium was great.
Nice. I didn't even watch it till like 4 days ago, and I was like, "Yeah, this is good."
I don't watch it too.
All right, what's our next one?
Visual effects, which also went to Dune, deservedly so.
Oh yes, the sandworms, of course.
Glad they got
That was a pretty good category, though. I love that Alien got nominated.
Yeah, that was
despite
cool.
the really bad Ian Holm deep fake.
Yeah.
That they apparently fixed for the home video release.
Oh, did they? That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did change that
Not
thing.
that good though.
But everything else about it looks flawless. Did anyone see Better Man? I'm just curious.
Which one?
Better
didn't
Man,
see
Robbie
it.
Wilson,
I saw it.
Williams thing.
No, I haven't seen it.
Never seen it. No.
Oh, you see everything. How did you miss
It
Better
went so fast, not even I saw it. That's how much it was in the theater.
That is bad.
Weekend.
That is bad.
It did bomb pretty bad. At least it only cost $100 million to me.
I was hoping that Planet of the Apes would pull it because it's everything in that is like a special effect. You know, I mean, but you know, the girl's real, like the humans are real, so there's definitely a blend of humans and real horses and real people and things like that. So
that would have been cool. I like that movie a lot. That was good.
I haven't seen the new one, but the other ones are great. It's just it's sad because none of those movies have won for visual effects, even though they probably are objectively the best.
Yeah,
all 4 of the times they've been nominated.
Yep,
I would agree with
that.
that.
I voted for, and nope.
It just sucks because it's the only nomination that movie gets, so nobody watches it. So the only people who vote for it are visual effects people, and everyone else just votes for Dune because it's nominated for Best Picture and they saw Dune.
Yeah,
which it deserves it too, but it's still just like, eh.
Yeah, I didn't see Better Man either. It's Robbie Williams, like he's the biggest star in the world. They say in the trailer. Like I remember he had like one hit song back in the 90s or early 2000s or so.
Millennium, was that what it was called? Millennium.
Yeah, was that him? Oh,
yeah, Robbie Williams.
I remember the music video on TRL.
Yeah.
Yeah, it had a terrible release schedule though, because the week it came out, I think it was either 1 or 2 other new releases. And so I don't think anybody had like Better Man on like the top of like, okay, I gotta see this.
Yeah.
And then like by the time the week ended, it was gone. I'm like, I wanted to see it, I couldn't.
How did that perform at the BAFTAs?
Better
Not
Man?
well.
Yeah.
Good world, isn't it?
They got nominated for VFX, I think. That's about it.
That was it. Oh, I figured because he's British, right?
Yeah.
So it's not an American problem. It's
yeah.
No, that movie just didn't do great anywhere. That's just funny, because I was.
It's like a Planet of the Apes movie or
Why would they
something.
spend $100 million on a biopic of a movie of a musician that's not like crazy popular?
No,
spend
not anymore.
$100 million on it to turn him into a monkey.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks amazing. The visual effects are impressive.
yeah, a
Looks
movie
kinda
like that
heartwarming.
needs to be like 10 million. That's all you can spend on that.
You know, it's funny. It's like when I saw King of the Planet of the Apes, I loved it so much. I was moved so much. I'm like, man, these are so good. I could watch any movie starring apes. Any movie. And then out comes a movie where a guy is an ape, and I'm like, I don't want to see that.
Nah. Rob Williams too.
Something about it. It didn't have the magic. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Not if they were people.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, there's a lot of monkey movies this year. 3 in the category alone because of Wicked.
The monkey, yeah.
Yeah, I want to go see that.
And then there's that one that's called the monkey, but doesn't have monkeys in it. Yeah.
A toy
mechanical monkey.
Yeah, it's a toy monkey. All right, what's the next one?
Makeup and hairstyling, which deservedly went to the substance, of course.
Of course.
Yep.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
That was its only award, right?
Sadly, yes.
Winner, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that Nosferatu is also there, though. I love seeing horror movies getting nominated finally. It's not just like one a year. We got a couple of them this year that got more than just one nomination, which was nice.
They don't win very often, unfortunately.
No, and this is the first like creepy horror movie makeup movie to win since like The Fly. That's awesome. It's like, it's only 40 years since we've given a horror movie a makeup Oscar. Well, like Dracula, I think like 30 years ago, but still a long time. I think Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula won for makeup.
Yeah, a lot of people don't consider Silence of the Lambs as being a horror movie, but yeah, it kind of is. It kind of isn't.
It is if it scares you. That's what I always say. If it's scary, it's a horror movie.
So everybody got the substance then for that one.
I hope everyone got that one right. I'm trying to be really crazy about it.
Yeah, that was my favorite part of the movie, all the practical effect look. So
Monstro Elisa Sue. At the end where she throws up a boob on the stage or whatever it was.
By the end, that movie was wild. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's such a weird movie that just goes like, oh, it's weird. I'm just laughing hysterically at the last 20 minutes of that movie.
So we didn't say that the Derek convicted cinephile had 18 right out of 23. I ended up having 17, so I was surprised. But I thought I had 16. I added it up last night and somehow I'm missing one. So and I screwed up the app. I thought originally the app wasn't going to count up my score. because I didn't do it. I didn't do it where I picked all 10 movies for Best Picture.
Oh yeah, as long as you get the one right, you got it.
Yeah.
It gives it to you or whatever.
Last night it wasn't showing the score, but today it showed it scored it because I had the one winner. I thought I had to do everything, pull everything into the the main area, and then pick the winner. And so I was happy that it calculated my score and showed that. But
nice, yeah, I just do that for video's sake. You don't have to put all 5 of them in there or whatever. It's fun to rank them though.
Yeah, I was gonna be like, does it give you partial credit or something if you're?
It's just more to like rank them, and it shows like
half a
you get
point.
like the community ranking, and it shows you like how many people have which movie in first, second, third, fourth, fifth place, and stuff like that. It's kind of fun. You can make your own best favorite of the year lists on there too, like by category, like your 5 favorite best actor performances. You can like rank your own things just for fun. It's a good thing for being free and being made by someone on YouTube.
Yes, for people in the audience, we're talking about the award expert app. That's what we used. All 5 of us use that, and it was a lot of fun. I want to see the next thing that I can do on there, next award show.
You can already do the Oscars for next year. I did it today.
Well, yeah, pick the winners for next year.
Slow it down, Derek.
I'm like, oh, it's on there. Funny. I don't know what these movies are. I just went by like who directed them. I'm like, yeah, sure, that probably.
And I didn't even look at it. Was it pretty accurate in what it predicted would be the top winners for most of them?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, I followed suit for the most part, and I got 18 right because 2 of the shorts were really weird. Yeah,
and nobody on the app got them all.
No.
Yeah, no one got them all right. I think the best was like 21 out of 23, and I was looking at what they got wrong, and even they picked stupid things. I'm like, oh, you could have had all of them right if you didn't. Like, why did you pick Dune for production design, you moron? It's clearly
What are you doing?
Collector Move Man says, I still have not seen The Substance. The reason I probably won't see it is because of the needles in the movie. Well, it gets a lot worse than that.
Yeah.
If you're weird about needles, don't bother. Maybe watch the first 15 minutes and then the last 20 minutes, but you'll be very confused.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, what's our next category?
Well, we did costume and production design. We could probably lump these together because they both went to Wicked.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I
did like how they talked about the costumes, though, where they had like in the background the look of the costumes. That was really
really
cool.
nice.
Yeah.
They need to do that more. Yeah, like they had an actor from each of the 5 films talk about it and explain it.
I love that Bowen Yang was the only one dressed in costume.
Right.
Yeah.
What happened, guys? Oh, we changed our mind. What? Great.
Yeah. So somebody could have
group chat or whatever.
Yeah, somebody could have told me that in the group chat. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So, we're doing speeches later, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
No. Collector Move Man says, I got 18 out of 23.
Nice.
Woo! That's way better than me. I had my 13.
I was like, I don't count the shorts. I got 17 out of 20. That's even better. It's a better ratio. But yeah, I don't know if there even was like a second place to these 2 categories after Wicked because it was so.
I don't know. I'm trying to think what I put.
Like,
I know
Brutalist would probably be
Wicked
the second
one of
production
them.
design just based on the movie itself being about architecture, etc. design. Other than that, it's like
Nosferatu was up for production design.
It was up for both of them. Yeah, that was.
I think I picked it for production design, so I probably got that wrong.
I would have loved Nosferatu to win anything.
Yeah, it didn't get anything, huh?
No, they got nominated for 4 things. That's better than usual.
That's what I meant. Where I was hoping they'd spread the wealth a little bit. Toss that movie something.
Mm-hmm. I mean, at least Nosferatu himself won for his score for The Brutalist.
Yeah.
Yeah. So weird looking.
Yeah.
And does he make good music?
We were scared. We were watching it like this. What's he gonna do?
He's so off-putting. He even moves like a vampire.
Yeah, I know. When he was going off stage, he did have the Nosferatu hand.
Yeah, he was shaved. Yeah.
That's great. But yeah, those are the 2 things I knew Wicked would win, and I assumed it was the only 2 things that would win. I don't even know what else I would give it other than those 2 things personally, and I like the movie quite a bit. So
supporting actress Ariana Grande.
Yeah, I liked Ariana.
She's great too. But I mean, both the actresses are great.
Yeah,
I'm glad both got nominated.
It was just clear. Cynthia wasn't going to win, but Ariana would probably be second, right? Wouldn't you guess?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was everyone's assumption, but she just still never won anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of like last year with Ryan Gosling as Ken. Everyone's like, he's probably in second, but there's like literally no proof of it.
I didn't realize it, but I heard that Cynthia Erivo she could have been an EGOT. I didn't realize she was so close to being an EGOT.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So
Maybe next year.
was the
Maybe,
Oscar.
yeah, next Oscars, maybe.
Yeah. If
I
this
didn't know.
Wicked is as good as that one and is as successful in the movies next year are, you know.
But if there's an
Don't fall the right
Amelia
way, she
Perez
might win next
too,
year.
you know.
Amelia Perez too. Can't wait for that one.
All right, what was the next category?
Best editing. That was the scary category out of all the categories.
Yeah.
Sean Baker.
I got that one.
That went to Honora. Yeah, I was like, Honora might win. I picked Conclave.
Yeah.
Just because
I did too.
it won. And also it won the BAFTA, so I was like, yeah, probably Conclave, I guess.
I was not expecting. I knew it was a possibility, but I was not expecting them to give. That was the one I was like, Sean Baker. If he doesn't win one, it probably won't be this one.
Yeah, same. Yeah.
Because he's a director, I think primarily, and the editors are gonna. I mean, they nominated him, so I don't know. It was this one was the surprising win for me for him.
Yeah, I picked the Brutalist.
This one that honestly could have gone to like any of the movies in some way, shape, or form, depending on how they all performed.
Yeah, Nora was 5 for 5, which was really great. Sean Baker, I learned about him from watching Takeout on Criterion Collection. It's really a good movie, and I've seen the Florida Project too, which I like. There you go. So it's like
I like that more than Honora.
Yeah, same.
Really?
For sure. I didn't
like the mother's the character I didn't like the character that played the mother in the movie, but I like Willem Dafoe's really great in that movie, and I like the story overall, but just the mother, they're so brash in the movie. Yeah. But I probably, if I watched it again, I might like it a little bit more.
Designed to be that way.
Right. Yeah. She is supposed to be that way, but
yeah, successful.
Yeah.
Successful.
You got it right? You said Honora for editing. I was right there with you.
And it's funny because as I'm watching the clips, now, you could say maybe the Brutalist because it's so damn long, you're trying to award the editor for not falling asleep while putting it together. But when they showed the clip of Honora in that room where they were trying to like catch her and calm her down, and he's like screaming at her, stop screaming, and the interplay and the intercut, I was like, that's why I felt it was going to win. Is that scene stuck in my head, and that's the scene they showed. I'm like, there you go, shot of her mouth.
That was probably my favorite scene in the whole movie, honestly.
So I'm surprised. So Sean Baker, he was a writer, director, and editor, but he wasn't a cinematographer. He wasn't behind the camera. He had a actual cameraman. So,
director, writer, producer, editor.
It's an indie film, so he doesn't have that. He doesn't have to pay people that, but obviously he likes to just watch from a side and see the big picture and have somebody behind the camera do that. But he could have done that if he wanted to. I'm sure he has a lot of responsibility.
Very independent now.
I also feel like this win was very telling for how the rest of the night was going to go. I think when he won, it was like, okay, he's going to win everything else. It's going to win picture. And, Demi, unfortunately, is probably not going to win.
Right.
It just showed that they really loved the movie.
Right. Yeah. I was like, if it wins that, it's all over. Like, it was a weird scenario where, like, somehow the most obvious award Honora was going to win was Best Picture. Like, how was that? It's like every other award, I could see it losing somehow to something else.
Right.
Except for Best Picture, which would have been more interesting if it only won Best Picture, because that would have been the first time in like 90 years that would have happened. But
what Grand Hotel, was that the last one?
Yeah. The only one.
Oh, yeah.
That would be cool if that happened, but also it'd be really weird and stupid.
Yeah.
Sean Baker did a great speech I watched the Independent Spirit Awards.
Mm-hmm.
He talked about how now the DVD, physical media is not as popular as it used to be, and they used to be able to indie film could go not have a great box office and make its money back on physical media. And he's talked about how this Honora just happened to make like $40 million because it got a wide release. It was in a lot more theaters than most indie films would get, just because of word of mouth. It just got popular and just kind of building off of that. But it's kind of rare that indie film can do that. They're usually very few screens or like art house theaters. They don't get into the mainstream theaters. unless it's a really good movie. So he made some great speeches as some of the stuff. I think Screen Actors Guild Awards. I think maybe he won something on that too.
Yeah, he won casting because he casts the movie too.
Right, they did a cast. Yeah. So,
if they would have had a casting award this year, like they're going to next year at the Oscars, he won the 5 Oscars.
Oh my gosh! Wow, for one movie.
Yeah. So when we talk about acceptance speeches, we definitely need to talk about him again. I would like to talk about him. Yeah.
All right, what's their next category?
Cinematography, which went to the Brutalist, deservedly so.
Yeah.
I would have loved if Nosferatu won first.
Same, yeah. That would have been deservedly so as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. As soon as I saw the quarries, the rock quarry, the marble, I'm like, this is gonna win. That's the next one. Because of that one shot.
35 seconds into the Brutalist to be like, cinematography.
But yeah, Nosferatu was so moody. I mean, it was just, it's a color film, but it looked black and white. It was something so
saturated,
nice about that.
But you could see everything too. It's like, for how dark it was, you could still see everything you needed to see perfectly, which is not easy to do. So yeah, that's the one thing I wish. Even though I'm glad Brutalist won, like if it hadn't, I wish Nosferatu would have won. Like cinematography would have been great.
Yeah.
Dune would have been okay too, but the first one won, so he already had his Oscar for Dune. Those are the 3 that I think are the best.
Maybe the third one will get some wins because of like Return of the King.
Maybe Denis will finally get nominated for.
Yeah,
if it's just him getting nominated, I think everyone will be happy.
Just the director award.
Yeah, it'll be the inverse of the first one where it gets nominated for nothing but director.
That would be funny.
So did anybody go for the Brutalist on that one?
Oh
yeah.
Everybody went for it.
I did, yeah.
There's some good locations in there though, and especially with the building and everything. I'm like, I thought that was pretty impressive on camera.
That reveal of the Statue of Liberty at the beginning too is another one where it's like, oh yeah, okay.
Within the first minute, it won.
First minute.
A really long shot in the dark that opens up onto this with like that booming score.
Yeah.
And then they shot on This Division, which was like the first movie to shoot on This Division films. It's like 1967 or something like that.
Oh.
Weird and awesome. So look into it. It's interesting.
Big Phil saying, I still need to see Nosferatu, waiting for a price drop on that 4K. Don't want to blind buy at full price. Yeah, I would definitely wait for a price drop on that one.
Yeah.
It's going to be streaming soon if you want to, not.
Oh, yeah.
But I love it. That was like my 4th favorite movie last year, I think, when I did my top 10.
I think it is streaming.
Is it?
Is it on?
Oh, it is now. Yeah, it is. I saw it yesterday. It was streaming on Peacock.
Yeah, I think Peacock. I think that's how I watched it.
Mm-hmm. Like,
that's a movie I liked, but I don't think I would watch it again.
Oh man, I'm thinking I'm going to watch it. This October again. I'm good on a one-time watch of that. To me, it's like a film history class kind of movie. Like everything technically looks really good, but it's not like the most entertaining story to me. And I liked Lily Rose.
I'm kind of with you on that.
Oh yeah. Oh, Anora. That's a nighter. I can just play that in right before bed and have a good night.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Take it easy. Family show.
All right. What's the next
again, Michael?
All right. What's their next one?
Animated feature. This is one of them. I switched because I had Flow until like 2 days before the Oscars, and I was like, "Yeah, it's gonna be Wild Robot."
Well, Robot was winning everything.
Yeah, I was a little shocked at that. I did see Flow that morning, so just a few hours before I watched, and it was great. It was visually stunning, and it's entertaining. It just didn't move me as much as the Wild Robot. I'm like, they both look great, but I had a feeling, I don't know, that they were just going to go for the foreign pick, but I don't know. I still picked Wild Robot. Got that wrong.
I think this was a case of the 2 large studios, splitting the vote, Disney and who was it, DreamWorks, and then that kind of let Flow in there. Let flow in. But yeah, I changed my pick when I downloaded the app. So as I was filling that in, I was like, let me give it to Wild Robot.
Yeah, I've never seen Flow, so
it's gorgeous. You should watch it. It's on HBO. That's why I watched it now.
The animation looks weird in that movie, but
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's funny, like it's like Hucky was saying, like every frame of Wild Robot is gorgeous and you can hang it on your wall, which is completely true. Then I watched Flow and I'm like, this is even prettier than Wild Robot somehow.
Well, you know, the thing about that though is I think setting wise it is quite great, but the characters that like when the dog opens its mouth, it's not as detailed of an animated creature as they are in Wild Robot. That it looked almost like in between cartoon and feature animation, but the expressions on the cat were great. But you know what I mean. So I still give Robot a nudge.
Yeah, Flow was impressive though because it was made for. I don't know what the budget was for Flow, but it was like essentially made by like a dude on his laptop with. Like it's an amazing thing to make that movie.
Big Phil says, so happy Flow 1 saw Wild Robot last night and it was good, but cookie cutter. What? That is slander.
It had a weird like tonal shift like halfway through it, like when when the midpoint happens. I don't want to say specifically what, just for people who haven't seen it. I was like, oh, it's almost over, and then it like goes into this weird second half that like felt like separate from the first half, but not in like a good way.
Yes, the cat is
not in a Full Metal Jacket kind of way.
Oh god! Oh my goodness!
You have to.
That Kubrick just like all these movies in one for that.
I'm glad it was either one of the two for sure.
All right, what was our next one?
We could do documentary if you want to say that. I'll just say I got it wrong because I second guessed myself.
I got that one right.
I guessed myself and got wrong the day before the Oscars.
Has anybody seen any of those documentaries, by the way?
No,
not yet. Northern, the one that won, doesn't even have distribution in this country yet, which is
right. That's the one I haven't seen. I've seen the short film.
Wait, really?
And we don't even nominate Superman that everybody got to see.
Yeah, even I finally watched it, and I barely ever watched a documentary. I was surprised that didn't even get shortlisted. I think, like in their 10 or 15 movies to get nominated, Superman was on that, which was ridiculous.
I know there was like I think it was a controversial film, but like I don't know what they are, like a conservative production company made a documentary that did super well financially that I think also did not make the short list.
Oh yeah, I think I know what you mean.
Sounds about right though.
Yeah.
And apparently soundtrack to a coup d'etat is entertaining as hell though. That's an MTV movie. So that's probably accessible at least. Excuse me. But yeah, Northernland, watch it when it comes out eventually, I guess.
I think I picked Porcelain War. I picked that.
That's what I picked too, just because it had one stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, what was that about though? Like people making porcelain?
Porcelain War is about the Ukraine war.
And
there you go. It's about like the Palestine-Israel conflict. So they're both about like current conflicts. So I'm like, I was going to be one of the two.
Right.
I just went for the one because Porcelain won the DGA awards and was nominated for like the PGA awards, and the other one wasn't. So I was like, oh, it's actually won things, but like, it was the one movie where like I used the stats, then it backfired on me.
All right, next category, people actually saw.
Oh, so not your natural feature then?
Oh gosh!
So I'll be happy. I was beat Amelia Perez, and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, well, I was shocked that Amelia Perez didn't win that because wasn't that like favored before the controversy stuff, right?
Before
it was favored until people watched it.
And it had so many nominations, but yeah, again, the controversy. But like, because I feel like the smart thing to do before the controversy would be to choose Amelia Perez because of just the sheer amount of nominations it got, that like nearly record-breaking amount. But so would you think, does everybody assume that it probably was initially the front runner? Had there been no controversy, it would have won?
I do.
It would have, and as long as I'm Still Here didn't get nominated for Best Picture.
Has anyone seen I'm Still Here yet?
That's what I want to have in
in
theaters.
theaters so far.
Streaming for free, so I didn't. That was that one and Nickel Boys were the only two I didn't get to see.
Oh gosh, I walked out of the theater on Nickel Boy. I can.
You can rent Nickel Boys on Amazon. It's
You
like
did. You missed
I-
the ending. That's
I-
like an. That's
I
a
couldn't do it.
The ending, like, is just kind of. Oh, that's where it really.
Yeah, that's
I
one,
got,
the other
like-
one I need to watch still is Nickel Boys because I opted to pay way too much to buy I'm Still Here.
I couldn't do it. I think I got 30 to 40 minutes in, and everybody started leaving too, even before me.
Oh wow!
I was holding out, and I'm like, I can't do it. I can't do it. This is like the Dunkirk of movies this year. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Was it the first person cinematography that you just couldn't do it?
Like,
yeah, the film form.
Like I didn't understand it. Like it was not computing in my brain as like a movie. I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what this is about. I don't know.
Terrence Malick with a plot.
I'm like, I need to.
I want to see it, but I'm like, I know I'll either really love it or be like, that's not for me.
Yeah, it was.
At least
not
I know what it is going into it, so I'll be past that.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
Being
That
shot
was
in
the
first person.
one Best Picture nominee I could not do. I'm like, I'm out.
I rarely ever walk out of a movie and run out.
I
I
think
don't
that
really
was the
see terrible
first time
movies.
in my
But
life.
rare.
I think that was the first time in my life. But I did a double feature that day because I did Nora in the morning. I'm like, oh man, this was so awesome. And then going into that one, which was just way different, I'm like, I can't do it.
That's a tough thing to do.
Yeah, they're a little different.
Tough follow up, yeah.
They're a little different, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I do want to see I'm Still Here a lot though, just because everyone loves that movie. It's like the highest rated movie on Letterboxd, I think. It's this year. It's like when people finally saw it, they know it's better than Amelia Perez, and that's what we want. The controversy definitely didn't help.
It's all in Portuguese, right?
That was cool.
I think it's all in Portuguese, isn't it? Or is it made in Portugal, I think, or
was it Brazil? I'm Still Here.
I'm Still Here.
Brazil.
From Brazil, yeah.
Okay.
It's Brazil's first Oscar win ever. That's cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I saw footage of the people in Brazil celebrating, and it was a huge celebration.
Tearing up the streets.
It's adorable how happy we were about this movie this year.
Same with Latvia when
Yep.
Flo.
Yeah, that was Latvia's first Oscar ever too. Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, what's next up?
Adapted screenplay, which was the Conclave Award of the year.
Yay, Conclave got something finally. That was a really good script. If it was going to win something, I'm like, yes, let's get it a screenplay.
That was the one thing it was guaranteed to win. I was hoping it would win editing just so Best Picture wouldn't be so boring and predictable.
Right.
Also, it deserved it because it's really well edited. But yeah, that was a funky category. It was like Conclave and 4 other movies that are nominated for the other things.
Yeah.
That's about
So everybody went for Conclave then. Did everybody like Conclave? That's all.
I did.
Yeah.
Very solid movie.
One of those movies that's like everything about it is good, even if you don't love it.
Like I don't know, it's sort of like you with Nosferatu. I don't know if I'd revisit it because I don't need to, but it was a great one-time watch. Feel the same way about Nosferatu too. It's a really good watch. I have other horror movies I'd watch over that one, but
sure.
But Conclave is
kind of thing.
Yeah, Conclave. Look at solid one and done.
I'd listen
Sing
to.
I want to see still. I haven't seen that. That was nominated for.
Oh, Sing Sing was great.
Yeah, that's like the one movie that kind of got crapped on this season. That seems like it could have been nominated for everything and then got shit on by A24, surprisingly, of all studios, because they were usually pretty good about that stuff. They just released it really badly in theaters in like the middle of the summer, and no one saw it because no one knew it came out.
Yeah, I had no idea. Oh.
Hard Copy Blues just he just mentioned the movie that they were talking about.
Oh yeah,
that one.
Opening, yeah.
Oh, I'm already.
Yeah. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it made more money. I don't know. It had a huge box office, but yeah, it didn't get nominated. But you know,
I'm sure it's much more one-sided than most documentaries aim to be.
Right.
That's what's good about the one that won is that is the Palestinian and Israeli filmmakers both making the movie together from both perspectives, and that's what's cool about it. So that makes it sound more interesting.
All right, what's our next category?
Original screenplay, which went to Anora.
Yes, Anora. Yeah,
I didn't want it, but I picked it to win because I'm logical.
Yeah, that was smart. I This was kind of one where I was wondering if they would spread the wealth a little bit, but I should have been logical like you and like, well, they're spreading the wealth to this film already through Kieran. Why would they feel like they need to do it again?
Right.
So yeah, I picked a real pain, but I shouldn't have done that.
I like that movie though. Yeah, I like just.
I mean, it wasn't a bad choice because he won at the BAFTAs, which was surprising, and he won at the Independent Spirit Awards too, actually.
Mm-hmm.
For screenplay. I was hoping The Substance would win, but I figured it wouldn't. It was just being hopeful. But
did you vote for it because of that?
No, I assumed Adora would win. It's one of the cases where like I'll be right or I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Right.
I was right and happy because I wanted Adora to win. I picked it.
It's a good screenplay. That was one of the things where it's like, oh, definitely won screenplay earlier this year, and for some reason it just had trouble winning screenplay all year. Everything else kept winning screenplay until the last minute. It was just weird.
That's crazy.
I need to watch September 5 still though. Has anyone watched that?
Do.
I think that's also streaming. I want to say on Peacock or Paramount Plus or something now.
Oh,
I'm watching it. It looked good. I've heard it was really good. But
I really like Munich. That's about the same topic.
We watched Munich because we wanted to watch that. Like, oh, we'll do a double feature, and then it's like 14 days to get through Munich because I forget how boring that movie is.
I know it's boring.
It's so good, but God, it's boring.
Yeah, Daniel Craig's in it before he did. He was in Casino Royale. That was a big surprise movie when I saw that. Steven Spielberg directed this, and it's really violent. It was just like Saving Private Ryan was.
Yeah, definitely. It just you got a lot of lulls in that one, but it's an interesting story. It's
a long movie, yeah.
One of those. It's very good, but it's hard to get through movies unless you're super in the mood for it.
All right, what's next?
Oh, well, supporting actor. We did that. That was Kieran.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
We'll do supporting actress, which was
Gamora
herself.
Yeah.
So supporting lead actress.
She was really good though. She was the best part of the movie. So.
Zoe was, best part.
She's the best part of the movie, even though she's
great.
Somebody added up says more screen time than Carla.
Yeah,
right.
She is so the lead. That was
the whole movie revolves around her character.
Yeah.
So many lines in it.
Look into the movie.
Yeah. If the movie wasn't called Amelia Perez and it was called whatever her character's name was, then there'd be zero excuse.
I wonder why they didn't put her in the lead one. Did they not think she would win lead, I guess, over Mikey Madison?
Amelia Perez actress.
I think they didn't want to split the vote between her and Carla because they wanted Carla to get in there too. And since it is that's the name of the movie.
She's the titular character, so it'd be weird for her to be in supporting.
Right.
But like as I was watching though, like I wouldn't even consider Carla a co-lead. To me, she was clearly a supporting. But I don't know. Like it was like they actually flipped it. Like I don't think they're co-leads. I think.
Yeah, it wasn't even the other scenario where they're co-leads. It's just like, no, she's the lead, period.
Right, yeah.
They should have been swapped, yeah.
I mean, it helps her out. I'm glad Zoe's great. I love Zoe, so I'm glad she won just for that reason. I would vote for her personally, but she's literally the highest grossing actress in Hollywood history. So, they need to throw her a bone and give her an Oscar or something.
So let's just say, if we did flip that, do you think Carla still would have lost to Ariana Grande?
Well, does the bad things that happen still happen in this?
Yeah, I think Ariana would have won that.
Yeah, Ariana would have won.
Yeah.
Or
Monica. Ariana probably would have won either way.
Yeah. Monica Barbero she played Joan Baez in a
she's
really good.
Rosalie
Jones.
Yeah. I would vote for Jones personally. That's who I would pick. I'd pick all three actors from The Brutalist to win in their categories because she's actually supporting. She's only in the second half of the movie.
Yeah.
Of course, Isabella
is amazing for like the 8 minutes she's in the movie.
Yeah. That's almost too short.
Yeah, Collector Movie Man. I really wanted Ariana to win supporting actress because I heard she was going to have a smaller role in Wicked Part 2.
Oh, really?
So she lost her chance.
Maybe this is
maybe
her
actually supporting in the second one then.
Yeah. I kind of see them as co-leads, but
yeah, exactly.
Oh, in the current movie, absolutely.
In the first one, like maybe she'll be really supporting now.
Yeah. So there you go.
you imagine a second shot at the same role?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be insane, right?
Kate
You know,
Blanchett.
Al Pacino. That's what doesn't happen too often.
Yeah.
That everyone's like, oh, it'll win everything because like Lord of the Rings, so they're waiting for that one. So I mean, for the movie's sake, I hope it's as good as the first one, so it can at least do it as well.
Right. It doesn't have Defying Gravity or Popular.
They kind of forget though. Lord of the Rings did win a lot before it finally won the Grand Prix. Like every year, it was nominated for Best Picture, and Jackson was also nominated as director every year.
Yeah,
and then, at least 6 to 10 nominations each year.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's why I was saying Dune 2 got too towered this year because it
got
went from like 13 nominations to 6 nominations and it only won 2. Exactly the same thing that happened.
Yeah.
We both got into Pitcher and then like Vortex and won a couple.
Right.
Collector Movement says I will probably never watch Amelia Perez because of all the controversy. That's why I watched it. I'm like, controversy, I gotta see this.
It's worth watching.
This isn't as bad as everybody said. I don't know what people are saying here. I'm like, I liked it. Pretty good.
Made me feel like a late 80s, early 90s thriller or something with a musical, you know.
Yeah, the musical. Is it a musical?
Yeah, well, I love when you mix musical with other genres, so like musical and dramas and all that. I love that stuff. That's why I love Joker 2 and nobody else did.
That is true.
I haven't tried that yet.
Quentin Tarantino loved it though. Yeah, he loved Joker 2.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I like Joker 2 quite a bit. Yeah, hard copy says it's not for Gaston's controversy. The Oscars may have looked a lot different.
Yeah, with that many nominations, probably so.
It had a legitimate chance of winning Best Picture just out of like, let's support this stance that's not really happening in this movie.
And
they want to be like pro-trans and pro, you know, Mexico, but the person who made the movie doesn't know anything about trans people or Mexicans. And that's the two least favorite. Everyone's favorite movie this year, who is Mexican or trans, is Amelia Perez. That's like funny that it's a French film. It's like, what?
Right.
French film. He visited Mexico a couple times for vacation, and so now he's an expert.
Yeah, it's like the weirdest scenario possible. It's like, I get it, but maybe know something about what you're making your movie about first, and then not making a musical.
Makes it more artistic that way, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, what's our next category?
Your choices. Actor, lead actor.
Lead actor.
Mr. Adrian Brody. Acceptance speech to this moment.
I'll be brief. I'll be brief. Yeah.
That was brutal. Yeah. Don't cut me off.
That was brutal.
That was the brutalest, I'll say.
Yeah, and had it been an amazing speech, you know, then I think everybody would have been okay with it. But it just kind of
rambled on.
Very rambly, yes.
It was unfortunate because I was very happy for his win.
Right, me too.
Oh yeah. His speech was long, like his movie.
So you guys were all going for him for lead actor then?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was curious if the SAG would cause an upset with Chalamet, but I didn't think it had quite enough buzz to do that. So I still stuck with Brody.
Yeah, I didn't know if the controversy with the AI stuff was going to change anybody's vote on it last minute or anything like that.
Yeah,
so.
There's no real controversy there. People just like to blow up things that are AI, even though it's minuscule.
Yeah, and Bob Dylan's not popular like he used to be, so that topic is
that's who I voted for. Chalamet.
Chalamet. I love that movie though. We don't know. It was great.
I thought it was so good as Bob Dylan.
Musical performance never wins again.
He was great.
As great as he was in the movie.
He did a good impression.
Yeah.
It took 5.5 years studying that role because of the pandemic and everything kind of delayed it. But
I suppose, that's why.
He studied that role. He had the role down. I liked Mick Jagger. He came out. He's going to present over.
That was fun.
We'll talk about it later, but he presented over Bob Dylan. He said, "I'm actually younger than Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan's 83 and Mick Jagger's 81." Wow.
Yeah, that was great.
We had to ask our Alexa what his age was. We're like, really? That's funny. He was like 1 year younger.
I'm younger, yeah.
With Adrian's win, though, what I really loved about that is he's the youngest person to ever win that award. When he won for The Pianist, he was 29 years old, which, you know, you can look at that as Because I remember after that win, he was doing a lot of straight to DVD movies. I remember, walking through Family Video and seeing straight to DVD stuff with him after, his Oscar win. And it kind of felt like, did he peak too early? Was he just a flash in the pan? I don't know. I really like that he won over 20 years later to kind of show, you aren't a one-hit wonder. You are very good.
He's an amazing actor as long as the movie he's in is good.
There you go. Yeah.
He's in King Kong. He's in King Kong, and he's in what, Predators or the
yeah. And those are like the highlights in every movie.
The Village.
Yeah, I'm like, the movies I like of his,
Yeah, and he's fine in I actually rewatched The Village recently because we were showing my kid all the M. Night movies, like the good ones from earlier, and they're like, I want to watch The Village again. I haven't seen that in like 20 years. I'm like, he's really good in this. It's too bad it's such a weird movie.
Yeah,
it needs a Blu-ray or 4K release.
He did right after he won too.
Yeah,
like Hollywood Man, he's getting that.
I think Adrian's good, but he doesn't quite have that Gene Hackman secret sauce. Like Hackman makes bad movies good and good movies great. But I don't think Adrian has that. Like he can't save a bad movie. As good as he is, he doesn't have that Hackman thing.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like he's as good as the project he's in is.
There you go. There you go.
That's right. Yeah, Darjeeling, that's true.
Can't save a movie.
Which is one of my least favorite Wes Anderson movies, but he's one of the better parts of the movie, and that three guys in the movie, I like them a lot in the movie, but it's my least favorite. But
I agree. Yeah. I love when he does show up in Wes Anderson, but that one's lower on my list. But he's very good with that in that film.
I think it's the only one of those movies I haven't seen actually. Did anyone see The Apprentice? I'm just curious. Yeah, with Sebastian Stan.
No, I haven't seen The Apprentice.
I want to see that, but it's not streaming anywhere, is it?
I think you can rent it now.
Oh, who's
for
going
a reasonable price? I think it's on Blu-ray too. It's on physical media.
I'm not buying that.
That's a streaming title.
Really
that's a streaming one right there. Yeah.
I'm happy he got in just because it's cool.
I wouldn't mind seeing it at least once just to see what it's all about. I know it's what the topic is and all that.
He makes him seem like a real human being. It's impressive.
We'll
go on to the next category.
Not the best actor. Little Mikey Madison got to win.
That was a shock. I mean, I picked everybody. I think everybody. Well, most people picked Demi Moore, but except for Derek.
I wanted Demi Moore to win, but I picked Mikey Madison because
logic.
Want to be right or happy again. I'm not
right.
I was right and happy. Yes, Mikey Madison. Yes,
she's great in the movie, but I just
very good.
I don't know.
I think it's ironic that like no one in the Academy saw The Substance and paid attention to what it was about. Apparently, because they gave the award to the category.
That's exactly what this movie's about.
I don't know. When I see The Substance, Demi Moore to me was good. She was quite good, but I also like Dennis Quaid more. Margaret Qualley I really liked in the movie too. So to me, she wasn't like the number one standout performer, just way better than everybody around her. Where to me, Mikey Madison was like the shining star of her movie. Like all the supporting actors were good, but she was for sure carrying that movie. So I'm like Mikey Madison for me. Yeah. She wasn't or she was the movie.
She was literally right. It would have been weird too if it would have been like what happened with Michael Keaton with Birdman 10 years ago or whatever it was now.
Right.
Where the movie won everything else except for Birdman. Pissed everyone off.
I almost want to say it's like the Oscars don't care about comeback stories. Well, I don't think they do. Like Adrian Brody just happened to be he was the best there, but like Michael Keaton, like you just said, and Mickey Rourke, like I don't think that they care about those in the sense to where they're going to award the comeback,
Well, last year they had a lot of comeback stuff, right? With Jamie Lee Curtis and then Ke Kwan. So I'm like, they probably let's take a break from the comebacks for this year. And
I guess maybe it's not the motivating factor, maybe.
Brendan Fraser winning for The Whale
Yeah, Brendan was great.
Which was deserved, but
you're right, man.
Was still surprising considering how badly that movie did.
I know it's funny, right? Derek just started thinking about it, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of comebacks that won.
Yeah.
Well, you can't do it every year. You got to mix it up,
Every few years it happens. Well, like that year was like 3 all comeback movie award winners.
Right?
Like, that was like SAG went 4 for the winners. The year before that, BAFTA went 4 for 4. This year, BAFTA went 4 for 4. So long story short, if you're not sure, go for BAFTA, and that's what I'm going for. Right.
I like Austin Butler as Elvis, even though Brendan Fraser's from Indianapolis. So I was really happy that he won. But
oh well, Hard Copy Blues is right. Mikey was good, but I think she played a fairly easy role. She was definitely easy in the movie for sure.
Yeah, right. Well, she didn't play an unhinged character like she did in Scream 5 and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. She played these crazy characters, and she's so young. Yeah. I thought she was good in Honora, though. I was glad that movie won so much. Even though I don't think well, we'll talk about the next one, the big one.
Yeah, she's great in it, man. And she's nothing like that in real life, too. I guess she's like the shyest person ever. So I'm like, oh, she is actually acting. That's good to know. She's not just like super like.
Yeah, I didn't know she had a twin too. She has a twin brother, which I think the redhead that was sitting next to her. I think that's her brother. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had to give the speech. Said, "Where's my speech?" And then give the speech to her. Yeah,
it was definitely weird to be bummed that a deserving person won. As like I had weird feelings.
Yeah, it was very deflating. That's what I said.
What'd you say?
It was very deflating. Like that's what
it was. Like the air was sucked out of our living room. But I also she's deserving at the same time. But it really did like kill the vibe.
Yeah, people were like, "Oh, Demi Moore got robbed," and I was like, "Well, you don't think that?"
I don't think she got robbed.
Madison deserved to win. She was nominated, and she was good in the movie. I think people that say that probably haven't even seen Honora before. They was like. They just love that comeback story, and they love Demi Moore because she's a superstar,
I mean, honestly, at this point, given the general public, The Substance may be less seen than Honora, right? So everyone that's like whining that Demi didn't win, I mean, eyeballs wise, I don't know, which do you think is the more viewed movie? I feel like Honora has been seen by more
especially
people.
by voters of the Oscars.
I mean, I know people who, if they just hear the word horror, they won't watch it, even if it's,
right,
comedy horror, even, any ounce of horror, they won't watch it.
Well, I mean,
the comedy horror like Honora, which everyone loves.
Yeah, Derek, Courtney, I kept waiting for Honora to get good. Mostly it was annoying.
She hated it when we saw theaters. I said at least it was a comedy. That way it made it less irritating. That's something I can say about
Actually, no, I just looked it up. Actually, Honora only made 25 million or 15 million.
Yeah, it hasn't made a lot, but
and it wasn't in theaters long at all.
And the Substance made like 65 or something.
Oh, yeah, Substance made a lot of money.
So what about Academy eyes then?
Well, no, 17. It didn't do.
Yeah, it's just
17
optics.
But yeah, so neither did a lot worldwide.
And they're both like Cannes award-winning films, which is like the new thing you got to pay attention to.
I think Honora only cost like $6 million to make, which Derek and I were talking about that earlier today. Like that's cheap for a movie, even an independent movie. That's cheap, like, which is amazing. $6 million you can't make. It's a long movie. But, you wouldn't think they would have cost that much if it's independently made. But it's Neon is the distributor. Mm-hmm. They're like a independent film company that like kind of like the. Like A24 is kind of like that now, and Miramax back in the day where they invested in a lot of lower budget films and stuff that made big money.
Parasites, they know what they're doing. They know how to get a Best Picture win.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hard Copy says the last scene in Honora was very important for me, in my opinion. It could have went differently, but I like what they chose to do. I did not like what they chose to do. That was the only thing I did not like, because it could have ended like a romantic comedy. It ended more of a drama. So I'm like,
well, that was the one thing I didn't like about
it too. I feel like
I like that character though. Yeah,
that's what made it feel like an Oscar film. I think that's what elevated it, was the end. I agree with.
Like, I wanted them to drive off into the sunset. And,
no,
romantic.
That guy was a creep throughout the movie, and he was actually kind of a good guy.
Yeah, Nora's great in that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it doesn't really have like a climax. It just kind of like ends logically, which is what I like. That's the good thing about Nora. It's like these obnoxious, stupid people are making the worst decisions ever. And
Oh yeah, Maria's saying no spoilers because she hasn't seen it yet, so we got to be careful.
Okay, let's stop.
I won't. Yeah. Don't worry.
Let's move on. The last two. Let's group them together. The director and picture.
Director and picture. Guess what one? It was Nora.
There you go, Nora.
And that's where Sean Baker got his 4 Oscars
Yeah,
for one movie, which is extra impressive. But nobody's got 4 Oscars in a single ceremony since Walt Disney.
Yeah.
Wow.
I made a video about it. Go watch it. Just saying is all. I called it.
Well, I loved his speech, though. I was going to say that he said if it weren't for Quentin Tarantino casting Mikey Madison in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he wouldn't have known about her, and there wouldn't have been an Nora with it. Yeah. And I thought it was great. Quentin Tarantino's never won an Oscar as a director. He's won as a screenwriter, never as a director.
I know he's only got 2. I thought he had more. I guess he only has 2.
He has 2, and they're both for writing. Yeah, it's like poor.
Yeah.
But he got like the one a main actor, Christoph Waltz, has won 2 Oscars off of his screenplays. Back-to-back
I
years.
was hoping Once Upon a Time in Hollywood would have been his win. I love that.
That was a great movie.
It gets better every time too. Every time I watch it.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
But Nora had great directing to get that much out of those unknown actors.
Right.
That was awesome. I mean, so much emotion, so many different genres mixed together. So I thought he deserved it for sure.
Yeah. I don't find that to be a directing movie as much. Although it is, he has a style. Like I talk about this when I was talking about picking winners and stuff. It's like the movies that win Best Director or should get nominated in the first place are from filmmakers that have like a distinct style, which Sean Baker definitely has. He always takes these unknown actors or just like people who aren't even actors and makes them believable.
Right.
They'll have like one famous person like Mikey Madison or Willem Dafoe, and everyone else will be just some guy, but they'll feel completely realistic and they'll act really well in the movie because it'll be so authentic. And like Carly Farja for The Substance, who I would love to have one. She's the same way where she just has a very distinct style to her movies. And those
Sean Baker,
I would say.
Yeah, Sean Baker really won me over when I listened to like the commentary for Takeout, because that was a really low budget movie that Criterion picked up and decided to remaster it, and he did a commentary for it with some of the cast members. They're like, wow, this guy's really nice, and I could tell he really loves independent films, and he just loves movies in general. He's not some like movie snob necessarily.
Yeah,
he's a really down to earth kind of guy that he's very likable. His acceptance speeches throughout the award season, I think, just won people over. I think it kept winning people over. Just the stuff he was saying, just like last night he was saying, people should get into see movies in the theater more often because it's a communal experience, and you don't get that experience quite as much at home. And you should go out and check out films in the theater. And a lot of people thought, yeah, that's what the film industry wants to hear. People go out and support films. Not just physical media, which is great too. Check them out in the theater too.
Yeah. Like I never really heard him talk before his acceptance speeches, but yeah, he always comes across like very honest and like just very genuine. Like, and he knows what he's talking about. And he actually cares, which I appreciate. A lot of acceptance speeches are just like, thank you to these people for 14 minutes, Adrian Brody. And then,
as he's walking out with Tarantino, he's like, oh my God, Quentin Tarantino, icon here, one of my heroes. It's one of his heroes. Getting an acceptance speech and getting a trophy from him was really great.
Yeah. He started like that too, I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
So, what was everybody pulling for Best Picture? Because my choice won. Nora. I was very happy. That was my favorite out of all the choices. But what were you guys going for? Because I know my community poll was overwhelmingly Dune Part 2. But
I love that movie too.
Love Dune Part 2.
I love A Complete Unknown also.
I would Substance all the way.
Yeah, I was leaning for an upset with something like Substance, just to see something like so horrific like win. I was still happy Nora got it though. Yeah. I just the blockbusters don't win anymore. I knew that Dune and Wicked, as great as they were, two of my favorites of the year, just didn't stand a chance, oddly, against a $6 million movie.
If Top Gun Maverick didn't have a chance of winning, those weren't winning.
Well, even Enclave feels like a '90s movie win in a way.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. That would have won 30 years ago in a heartbeat.
Yeah,
it's got that sort of out of Africa, Last Emperor, that kind of
The Brutalist would have won pre-preferential ballot era, like in the Miramax era. That would have been the one.
Oh my gosh, you are so right.
Which I would have liked too, like because that movie only cost like $10 million to make, which is even more insane.
Yeah,
that's true.
The budget was for Anora, that you could make a 3.5 hour long life-spanning epic for $10 million.
Yeah. And just like an American epic like that, I don't know. Those are cool. I like that they exist, and I like that another one was made. So I don't know. Part of me was maybe rooting for it a little bit, but I think I was still. I don't know. It's weird because like Wicked, like you said, you just know they're not going to go for it. So I just disregarded it. Like I wasn't even like rooting for it because I knew it wasn't going to happen. So I was kind of looking at the ones that I knew had a chance. So Anora was my pick there, and also Wicked. What if the second one sucks? Then it's really bad.
Ruin the story.
It'd be kind of funny if the second one was just horrible compared to the first one.
Right.
It'd be nice if it were under 2 hours. It'd be nice if the sequel were something more wasn't bogged down by so much music.
Yeah,
had more story.
That's what's weird about the first one. Yeah, it's like they didn't add anything to it. They didn't add any new songs, which was respectable. Usually, any musical adaptation will add an original song just to coax a nomination for free.
Right.
Wicked didn't do that. The second one is though, because they need to make time to make it long enough to exist. Because the entire length of the first movie was as long as the entire play.
Right.
So it's kind of funny how that worked out, but we'll see. It'll get 2 extra nominations from its songs next time around.
Yeah.
Maybe John M. Chu will get nominated this time for directing. That would be fun.
Imagine. Unless it sucks.
Yeah, or they treat him like Denis Villeneuve or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, a real pain was in that top 10.
Yeah, me too.
That was it's best scrscreenplay. And it's not even one of the 10.
What would you take out?
Nickel Boys. Take
Boys,
that out.
yeah, probably.
Nickel Boys out.
What I've seen, I gotta be there.
Please take it out.
I probably would have taken out Dune 2 just because we have Dune 3 coming. It'd be weird if the second one won. I'd probably also get rid of A Complete Unknown. I thought that was just such an average movie.
What? Man, I like that.
It's a very good average movie, but you're not.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's a biopic.
Yeah, it was great.
James Mangold.
It was good. Like when it was over, I'm like, cool. I don't need to see it again. It was good.
Yeah. I feel the same.
His directing.
Finally, the next category.
Don't worry, we'll go quickly through this.
I
know we talked a lot about Superman not being nominated for documentary. I don't know what the heck that was about. I would have also had.
It would have been nice if it got nominated. At least.
It would have. Yeah.
Actually, it probably would have won had it got nominated because it won a BAFTA and BBA.
I really like
saw the damn movie.
Which one was that, Derek?
Superman.
It did? It won the BAFTA?
It won BAFTA and it won the PGA documentary award.
Oh
so it probably would have won at the Oscars if it got in.
That's so sad.
I understand why they don't nominate movies like that because it's like, here's a story about a person's life you can Google. So it's like, there's not much to it. Kind of like the Michael J. Fox thing. And any other celebrity doc, they just don't go for those really at the Oscars.
But see, I think there is much more to it that people don't know. That's why I was so moved by it. Is like that they just told you parts of his life that you just kind of know about. Oh yeah, he's an activist, but it went so deep, Anyway.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah, I was impressed with how much like home video footage they had.
Oh my gosh,
right? That was amazing. Yeah, I was like, oh, this makes this movie.
Like I don't shoot that much footage around my own house. I'm like, wow. It's like,
I didn't realize that he and Robin Williams were such huge friends their whole lives.
I didn't realize how close they were for so long. I guess
they were roommates in college, but I didn't know that they were like forever best friends.
Yeah,
it was sad. Who was talking about it? Glenn Close, I think, was talking about like if Christopher Reeve was still around, so would Robin. Probably.
So would Robin. Yeah.
Right.
See that?
Right. That's horrible.
That guy. What's another? I know Challengers for Mike. That's another one.
Oh gosh, get that out of here!
Really, you don't like Challengers?
Oh my god!
You like Anora, but you don't like Challengers? Kind of film
I love the tennis scene. The tennis
no, go
shots
on.
in that movie were really great. And
The
challengers.
tennis was good. The tennis was
And
good.
really
I was
great, yeah.
disappointed by the threesome. The threesome did not work for me.
I didn't like the story. Yeah, I didn't like the story that much. But I did love the tennis action.
Yeah.
And I thought the Clint Eastwood movie, Juror Number 2, I thought
That was pretty good.
was
Yeah.
pretty good, and it didn't get nominated. I mean, that's probably the last movie from Clint Eastwood, probably the last movie he's ever going to direct, because he's like 94, 95 years old. I think he's officially retired now.
Yeah, it was sad that they just kind of like bury that movie. Like, I don't think it was good enough to like get nominated for anything, but the fact that it was kind of like, yeah, we were going to release that in theaters, but we'll just throw it on Max. It's like, come on.
I saw it in the theater.
Last movie.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater late in the year. It was like I just happened to stumble on it, and like I was looking for a movie that weekend and saw that at a AMC 17 screen theater.
Oh, nice.
I thought, what is this? And I looked. Oh, this is a Clint Eastwood movie. I knew he had been directing a movie, but I didn't know it was that. So didn't know the title. And it was just surprising how good it was.
Yeah, he's solid. He's always solid. Even his lesser movies are always decent. Yeah.
And
Challenger
then-
should have got nominated for score and editing and probably won both of them. Other than that, I've been fine with nothing from that movie.
Yeah. I don't. I just thought
I
the
love that.
threesome should have been done differently. I don't know.
Yeah, that
Let's
was
get Mike
uncomfortable.
Madison in there. Let's and
They needed to go further.
I love Zendaya. She's really great, but the whole
you just
triangle
didn't
thing.
see a lot of Zendaya, though. It's just
Yeah,
Didn't say enough.
Only she played a sex worker and was naked every 4.5 minutes
that's right.
and screaming at somebody.
All right, and then of course Sonic 3 for visual effects. Come on now, where's Sonic 3? Deadpool and Wolverine. You could have even thrown in some visual.
Yeah,
that'd be
that was at
good.
least shortlisted for that and sound.
Wow.
Yeah, that didn't get
They usually nominate the Marvel movies. At least one.
I know.
They didn't this
What
time.
happened this
That
year?
was such a popular one too, like
Yeah.
a big money maker. You think
Yeah.
they'd just be like, "Hey, good job for keeping us in business."
Right? No shit.
Yeah, and putting people back in the cinemas. Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
exactly. They need to reward that.
Like they only did just had the little dancing Wolverine or Deadpool show up. I'm like,
And
that's
no, Ryan Reynolds or Hugh Jackman. This was
Right.
ridiculous.
I would love it if it was the guy who, because there was a guy in the suit doing the bye stuff. I wonder if that was him because that'd be great if you.
That would have been a
actually-
good musical number.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
And then a whole category stunts. Still no
Yeah.
stunts.
Still no stunts.
They keep
We
saying
can
they're
have
going to do
Fall
it every
Guy
year.
in
They don't.
there,
All guy tried. At least it won the SAG award. That was
Yeah, I called that one. That was good.
I voted
They've been trying to make a stunts category like legitimately for 20 years.
Mhm.
Well, it's wild. They're having a casting category
Yeah.
before a stunt category. That to me is just like, what the heck?
They
That's
probably
because there's a
know
casting branch of the Academy.
digital
The
effects.
casting branch is the only branch of the Academy that didn't have an award, and now they finally do. So that's good that they have one, especially after getting rid of sound editing and mixing. That pissed me off. But yeah, they need to have a stunt category. It's just that they can't figure out the specifics of like who to award for what, and like they've been going back and forth for literally 20 years trying to like get the specifics down of how to make the category official, and that's why there isn't one, which is weird. It's like just copy whatever the SAGs do. It's like just do that.
Yeah,
How was that hard?
too many statues.
Right there with
Yeah.
you, Big Phil. If Challengers had Mikey Madison and Zendaya, we would have something. I'm right there with the sequel. Challengers 2, let's go.
Challengers 2, Challengers Harder.
Challengers harder. Harder challenge.
Well, Jeff's comment's funny too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't love that movie, but like I said, the tennis action's really great though.
Mhm.
The technical stuff was all really good. It's just the story. I'm like,
Yeah, the music and the editing
Music.
like made me
Music's
like
really good in the movie too. Yeah.
like those two things alone.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't see it. So
It's good. It's worth a watch. It's on Max. Go watch it.
after Mike shut it down, I was like,
Mike, shut it down. Shut it down.
all right. Favorite speeches and moments. What did you guys like from that?
Best costume. I remember his speech was very good.
oh, that was good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Was he the art director guy or the costumers?
the costume.
Costumer.
Because the production design guy was the first black man to win production design. Is that who you're talking about? Or the pair of guys? They're both good. but I just
I thought he was the makeup of the costume.
Costume, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, never
Yeah.
mind. You're right. That one's the good
So
one.
I can't remember what he said, but I remember being like, "Oh, this is a great speech."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I was like, oh, yeah, and of course the memoriam. I knew I flashed that thing right before, like 10 minutes before that Morgan Freeman was going to do a tribute to Gene Hackman, and they did actually covered him twice in the beginning of it and the end of it, and you know, James Earl Jones, and just some people pointed out some people that they missed in there. I'd have to look it up, but there was some.
Michelle Trachtenberg was left out.
Tony Todd
Michelle
didn't do.
Trachtenberg,
Tony Todd, yeah.
Peter
Tony Todd,
Jason.
yeah.
Nickelodeon movies with Harriet the Spy. I mean,
I
that's
think they do Tony Todd. It's like,
But
Right.
see,
He's
at least they focused on the people that we lost this time and not, interrupted with a song because you have an artist
Right.
there. Cut to the artist, and then suddenly in the background, the little thing you see.
Yeah.
yeah, that was terrible.
It's not about the artist; it's about the people. So
Right.
I like that they did the focus proper.
and it felt heavy.
Last
With
year they
that song.
screwed that up really good.
Yeah.
That was horrible. Well, about acceptance speeches, though, Adrian Brody is not only the youngest Best Actor winner, he also has the record for longest acceptance speech.
Yeah.
Listen, actually.
3 seconds.
So both times he won an Oscar, he broke a record.
And he also threw his gum at his wife.
Oh, that was-
His girlfriend or wife or whatever,
Weinstein's ex-wife.
his ex Mrs. Weinstein, yeah. Just discovered that like a month ago. I was like, what? That's weird.
Yeah.
Also good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get out of
And
there.
it could have been a cool moment though, like if he's gonna say more in the speech, like really make it power something
Yeah.
at the end, and it was just
Yeah,
like
man.
more of the same, whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Move
I
it
thought-
along, move it
I thought
along.
Kieran Culkin's was funny with his wife
that
talking
was
about
good.
Kieran's was fantastic.
Yeah. You're gonna have three or four
maybe
more.
should have won an Oscar.
Yeah,
Well,
third or fourth. Yeah.
I remember
said,
making
let's do
a
it.
joke at the Emmys.
Because
or
we shook
whatever.
hands on it, so
The first time, too.
get to have a third and fourth child now because of you promised it. So,
yeah. So
I
How
like
about
Zoe.
Zoe's speech, yeah, it was really
Yeah.
good.
That was pretty good all year.
Yeah,
My eyes were glistening a little bit. That was a good one.
yeah,
hmm
very emotional.
and Sean's speech about getting back to cinema, that was,
Oh
That
yeah,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, that was a
He
cool
won so
moment.
many times, but they're always different and good.
Very impressive to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he left a great impression. I mean, obviously he's not gonna do a Hollywood film, but maybe more people might invest in his movies. Maybe just knowing him, they might want to help him out a little bit more. He'll probably do more movies with Neon and maybe A24 possibly. You know,
Mhm.
get
He'll
more
have bigger
funding.
budgets, but still be making the same movies, which is cool.
He'll make Eternals too.
yeah.
He's gonna pull a Chloe Zhao and go,
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Jurassic Park sequel.
It'd be our house, Marvel movie.
give it the She-Hulk movie.
I go see that. Yeah. I love She-Hulk.
and then it was the documentary speech, right? That was the Palestinian and the Israeli, right?
Yeah, the No Other Land speech. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good
I
one.
like that speech. Very important. So, the foreign policy stuff. I thought we were going to get more speeches like that just with how the climate is right now. But at least there was something there. And that was cool that they said.
I was honestly, like, now that you mention it, I was genuinely surprised that there wasn't a lot of political talk in this.
Yeah, it
speech.
wasn't a lot of political
people complain
talk.
about that usually.
I
And this
think
was
that's
at a
why.
time where it would have been at least semi-appropriate.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be like everybody, but I thought we would hear like 2 or 3,
Mhm.
just some
Maybe
big
trying
ones.
to
with
broaden
it.
the audience by not doing that purposefully
Yeah.
to keep the award shows going.
Yeah, and then for moments, the Conan O'Brien bit with the, hey, you put all your smartphones together and it's a big screen. And it's like, for the
Oh, wow.
theater. I was happy
Yeah.
to talk about the theater.
Building.
How do I text you? Well, you don't. You actually watch the screen and watch the movie. It's amazing. Turn your phone off and watch. What?
And the girl's like, but how do I start it? No. We started for you.
Yeah. We taped
Wow.
800 phones together.
Yeah.
The building holds the phone for you.
Yeah.
That was a very
Building
Conan
holds the
thing.
phone, yeah.
Or that. Like every commercial break, there just should have been one of those.
Absolutely. So that's
I
why you gotta get Sandberg in there. Get Andy Sandberg as your next host.
Yeah.
He'll
Cut
do- he'll
out
do
cut out the James Bond tributes every year. And
Don't.
give Conan an extra 15 minutes of crap to fill.
Yeah, they're probably handing him a contract. I hope he's willing.
Yeah.
He has a few more good times in him for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's got his
guy.
I don't think anymore.
Yeah, I mean, as far as Conan O'Brien, I've always been a fan of him, but I think he is kind of polarizing for some people. If you didn't watch him in the early '90s when he took over for Letterman, you may not be a fan. I mean, the Tonight Show kind of failed. You know, the ratings weren't so great, and Leno wanted to take it over again, and so that was kind of sad. And then TBS show got canceled too because he's not for everybody, I guess. But
yeah,
a lot of people liked him last night, I think.
He did very good.
People who like comedy like him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he worked for The Simpsons and SNL at one time. He's a writer, so he knows comedy. But some people he just kind of turns people off, I guess, or they just don't know him well enough.
They don't get it.
Yeah, the absurdist humor, I think, is
right.
They don't always connect, I guess.
Look, he gave us the Lithgow cutaway. So
he probably wrote that sketch for SNL too, the acting sketch. I was thinking of that.
And then he goes to Lithgow a second time. He's like, he's still playing along. Oh my god!
They didn't milk it anymore after that. It's just 2 times.
Right.
They should have for Brody.
Yeah.
Should just
cut to the clip from earlier for Brody.
So true.
All right, so how did you enjoy the Oscars? Once again, I thought it was really great production, very entertaining show, had enough musical numbers in there, but not where it was overwhelming with all the songs being played. So I felt it had all the right ingredients, had all the right spots. Speeches were really good for the most part. So yeah, I really liked the show. In terms of the movies that were nominated, it's probably one of my least favorite years for nominated movies. I like most of the movies, but it didn't have that one movie in there where I'm like, oh, 5-star on Letterboxd. I love this one. It didn't have that like Top Gun Maverick for me where it's like, oh, I love this movie. I'm like, these are all pretty good, but not like I love them. How about you guys?
Yeah, I'm pretty way about that. But my only thing is you've got to be fair. Look, actors are actors. They shouldn't be put on a pedestal above the 3 people that are winning an award for a lesser category, and then they get cut off. And the third person, they were only given 50 seconds.
Yeah, they did that a couple times.
Yeah, Brody gets 5 minutes plus. I'm sorry, it's Brody. Cut him off. He's done. Or you let 3 people have 2 minutes. There's a lot more people, So that's the only little thing. But otherwise, I thought it was excellent.
If only Will Smith was there, you could just go up.
Yeah.
Both categories that Dune won, they cut off the third person from talking.
Oh,
that poor guy.
For the last category we're talking about, I really liked Ben Stiller. Did somebody mention him?
Oh, that was fun.
He's always
pages going down.
Always great.
He did, and he had to climb up to give the speech, give the award. And
that was great.
Funny.
That was super good. Yeah, that was
when he did makeup, when Avatar came out, he did the makeup one dressed up like a Na'vi, which is funny. It's not even makeup.
Yeah,
it's like, how can you do that? That's not even a makeup thing. But anytime he's on there, his bit is great. So probably a halfway decent host for the Oscars.
Right.
Conan doesn't want to do it. Ben Stiller can do it.
I would love that. He's too busy with Severance, though.
Yeah, he's finally watching that now. Yeah,
right.
Good stuff.
So you guys all enjoyed the Oscars, and
I always do. Even if I don't like all the movies, like you said, Mike. My favorite movie was an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, this was a weaker year for movies. I'm just like,
You need to rewatch them, usually. You got to watch them at least twice to really get them, I always say.
Yeah, but this was the year I don't want to rewatch most of them. Even the ones I liked. I'm like, I don't want to rewatch The Brutalist again. I don't want to watch
That's a one and done for me.
I'm like, A Complete Unknown, I don't want to watch again. Even though I liked them all, they were all good. I just don't want to rewatch them again.
I'm with you. Yeah.
I want to buy a Complete Unknown, but I think on Amazon it's like $40 just for a Blu-ray. I think it's like.
Oh my!
I bought it digitally. It was $30 so I could see it before the Oscars. Yeah, and I was like, I'll probably watch it more than once. Which at some point I will. Same for Wicked before the Globes change more on.
I'm more of a fan of Queen and Freddie Mercury, and I only saw that movie once, so I certainly won't see.
Complete was really bad though.
Right.
So there's that.
Well, yeah.
I had it on Blu-ray. I don't even have it anymore. But
Yeah.
I enjoyed it in the theater. I thought I liked it at the time, just so it wasn't one I would rewatch very often.
Yeah. I actually watched a video about how explaining good editing versus bad editing, and it was all about Bohemian Rhapsody and how poorly edited that movie is. And then I won.
Yeah. Rami Malek has a movie called The Amateur, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, that looks fun.
That looks really good. So I want to see that
during Captain America or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Incredible Hulk 2, Captain America 4.
Yeah.
And he was great in No Time to Die. I thought he was really good in that. But
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, let's go around and you guys let the audience know what you got going on, all that fun stuff. So, Derek, you had a lot of stuff for award season.
Yeah, that's like the thing I actually do lately. Yeah, go back. I know everything's over, but go back and watch all my prediction videos. I guess. I did a video about Sean Baker being the first person to win 4 Oscars in one night before it happened. So props to me. It's my only Oscarology video I did this year. But if you like Oscar facts, I have a whole playlist of Oscarology videos that are still relevant, and that's why they're cool. So go back and watch those. I'll be doing my predictions for next year's Oscars just because I can, because it's an award expert app, and I'll be wrong about 8/10 of them. Other than that, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll start doing reviews for a movie I see in theaters. So 4 times a year when I go to the theater, I'll do a review. And then when I finally see the Best Picture movies, I'll rank them. That's something I'll do for sure.
All right, Hangout.
Yeah, my channel's Pure Hangout. Love the Oscars as well. These right here is every single Best Picture winner. And a couple hours ago today, I dropped my annual super cut of every Best Picture winners.
Oh, nice.
If you want to check that out, please feel free to do so.
Nice.
Steve.
Yeah, so I'm going to do a haul video. Probably it'll be out on Friday. Just some stuff I've picked up recently. I'll probably be doing a digital code giveaway, making a video for that probably right after that, right after I do my haul video. So I don't want to spoil them, the digital codes before I actually show the haul video. So that'll be on Friday. And of course, you can find me on Letterboxd and Instagram under Excelsior Movie Reviews and YouTube.
And then Huck.
All right. Huck's Pop Culture Cafe says, thanks, Mike. This was a lot of fun. You guys talking about the winners and not winners and stuff. Tomorrow morning, come on over to the channel. We always do Tuesday mornings, the Morning Mug, where we probably going to talk more about this stuff. That's always like the hot topic right now. I'm doing my 52-week movie challenge all year long. So if you want to participate with that, go to my Letterboxd, copy, paste the list, join us, hop in anytime, come and go if you will. But it's a super fun journey. Did it last year. And doing it again this year. And every time I go out to the theater, which is pretty much every week, I didn't go this weekend because of the Oscars and all that. But I do reviews every time I get back from those, so be on the lookout for those. And let's see, I put 2 new videos out recently. I got a great box set from Blockbuster Box Sets. Check that video out. That thing is cool, man. So check that out.
Once again, a reminder, make sure you guys slap that like and subscribe for everybody's channels. Just slap them all over the place. Right, and watch their videos. All great content creators here. For me, I did drop an Amazon deal video today. If you missed that, check it out. A lot of good deals out there. So tons of money to be saved while you are collecting. So that's always fun. And then, always have stuff coming out. You guys enjoy. And, just have a good night. And, follow me on Letterboxd as well. I give some good rankings on there. Yes. Nickel Boys got 1 star.
Yes.
1 star.
You didn't finish it. That's
wow.
Because I didn't finish it, you get an automatic 1 star. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night,
everybody.
Good night.
Night.